r/AskReddit, what's a memory from your childhood that always brings a smile to your face when you think about it? Seeing my dog and family after a summer camp. Missed them so much. Massive snow happened when I was around 8 or 9. Good friend and I rolled these massive snowballs by rolling them all the way around my house. Legit, these snowballs ended up being almost as tall as we were. I think my mom even took a photo of us with the massive snowballs. I also didn't know it then, but he would be dead within a little more than a decade. Still miss you every day, man. When my dad is still alive, see him do dad things when I was 5 years old. I can't barely remember him. Mom's voice, I remember her scolding him. I missed her. I remember going to Six Flags with mom and dad when I was like 7. I think that's the last time we ever went together anywhere. After that it was just fighting non-stop. Sneaking into the kitchen at midnight to make absurdly huge ice cream sundaes with my siblings, trying to be quiet but inevitably bursting into giggles. I once dragged an old gum-all machine from alley to alley, eventually getting it home. We smashed the shit out of it and ate like kings for a night. My Grammy used to make these huge meatballs whenever we went to her house. Old school Italian recipe, simmered in sauce for hours. The whole house smelled delicious. My mom told me after Grammy passed that she made those giant meatballs just for me. Having the TV to myself the day Live Aid was on, so much music and a free gaff. I was 10, laughing face. Me and some kids on my street formed a band in my garage. We made our own instruments and I played the cardboard box drums. I'd give anything to hear how awful that all sounded. Grew up in the middle of 5 brothers. There was a period of time that all of us were required by our wardens to spend X amount of time outside before TV/video games. We would walk lap after lap around our house on an elaborate quest against the bad guys, with more of our characters from whatever Toonami show we were obsessed with at the time. Just hours of wandering around a yard pretending to fight bad guys. You guys have happy memories? Took me a while to try and think of something as well. No wonder I'm so fucked up now. Me, my bro and 3 cousins all at my nan's for a big sleepover, man, just that alone was the best weekends ever. Rip nan and I. No longer speak to my 3 cousins, sad face, happy/sad memories. I remember when I was a kid and thought girls only played with dolls, an unusual girl showed up at my house who wanted to fight me with swords, plastic OFC. My happy memory is forever on YouTube. I go back to it from time to time and just watch it. I miss them friends. The lads and I used to get into a fair bit of mischief when we were young. Never too bold, but 100% towed the line of legal at times. Very much a stand-by-me friendship. We've all moved on and out into the world, oceans and continents between us, haven't spoken in years. But the stories I could tell. Tell me the stories, man, I'm interested. I am always fond of how when I was little I could always walk down our street and find kids to play with. I never went outside and was lonely. I feel like it is so hard to do that nowadays. There is a stigma about approaching people you don't know. One random childhood memory when I got away with it. It was the day I silently farted a stinky one in elementary school. One kid in my class was blaming another kid and they got into an argument. Our teacher then said the whole class would be punished unless someone admitted to it. I can't remember what the class punishment was, but I chuckle when I think about it because no one suspected me as I had a goody two-shoes reputation. When I was in GR2, or GR3, it's been a while, my best friend Ricky and I would get together, him on my ukulele, and me beating on a coffee can with spoons, and we spent the entire summer playing Kenny Rogers the Gambler. Over and over. Just that one song. Looking back on it, I'm actually kinda shocked we didn't get murdered. When me and my best friend were 6 years old, we really wanted to build a shack/shed in his backyard. We asked our parents and they said no because lumber was expensive. We spent that entire summer scavenging planks and other pieces of wood that other people had thrown out in the area, and we somehow managed to Frankenstein together a disgusting looking shack that still stands in his backyard to this day. We used it as storage for toys and we often hung out on the roof. This was about 15 years ago. We were camping in the redwoods of the California coast. I must have been around 9 or so. I woke up in the morning all warm and cozy in my sleeping bag. My folks were already up. I could hear the sound of wood being split in the distance echoing through the campground and the smell the bacon my folks were cooking. It was perfect. Either a TV dad from an 80s sitcom or a wonderful, respected teacher at grade school. The bonus is praising my late mother for watching me grow and grow, like everyone else. My kids and really anything we do together. To choose one, I would say it's when I taught them how to ride their bikes. That is such a big deal to me. Once a kid is on a bicycle, it's on, we're one step closer to motorcycles. Which is a staple of my household fun and adventures. I could go on and on about stuff we do together. 404. At 10 years old I was chosen to star in a large dance production that had 8 performances at Madison Square Garden. Nothing in my life has even come close to the moment I realized how it felt to have the stage lights hit my face, and audience disappear. Did you give up dance as a teen because it wasn't cool? Or did you keep doing it? My dad walking in from a long day at work. I was sat on the stairs with a plastic gun I'd got for my birthday a few days or weeks before. He walks in, hangs his keys up and looks at me. Bang. I shout. And he falls to the floor dead. This guy had just been at work for probably 10 hours or more, but he walked in that door and turned his dad mode on. I'm probably his age when he did that now and know how knackered he must have been. Legend. The golden retriever, Major, I grew up with. My parents got him when I was born and he lived until I was 15. I remember days playing fetch with a frisbee with him in our backyard, him running around excitedly when he would see me, and most importantly, on his 12th birthday, he pushed his piece of food towards me, because he knew I was hungry after coming home from my soccer game that night. I miss him so much, but those moments never fail to make me smile. One of my fondest childhood memories is of building elaborate blanket forts with my siblings on rainy days. We'd spend hours constructing our fortress, complete with secret passages and pillow barricades, and then huddle together inside, telling stories and imagining epic adventures. Those cozy, imaginative moments always bring a smile to my face whenever I think back on them. At Little League practice one day, a police car drove up and the officer leaned out the window. Someone called about stolen bases. Grade A dad joke. Well done, officer. My grandmother playing with my hair. That made me sleep and I've never slept better than that. I've put both my daughters to sleep by playing with their hair and rubbing their faces. They've never complained and one is in her teens and still lets me do it on weekends occasionally. Humans need touch, it's a very magical thing and it's so soothing. My dad and I were playing with Star Wars toys on the floor of my room. Shoes and whatever else was around were being used as barricades and cover for our armies. My rebel army was beating his stormtrooper army. When he only had a few soldiers left, he loudly declared, "The Death Star is now operational." He took his arms and swept my rebel army away and tossed a few in the air while making explosion sounds. I was probably 7 or 8 years old. I was outraged and laughing at the same time. Good times.
Hey guys, it's Reddit Glitch. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. I just wanted to ask you guys to hit the subscribe button because according to my statistics, 98.8% of my viewers are not subscribed, which I think you should subscribe because it's free and we're going to have a lot more bangers in the future, so subscribe. Again, thanks for watching. Bye.